Hi everyone, I'm Zach. I'm an author and a gamer, and I'm in my basement. I'm here today to talk to you about how the launch of Son of a Liche went. Last month I launched the second book in the Dark Prophet saga, Son of a Liche, the sequel to Orconomics, and I'm happy to say it went really well. I ran a lot of promotions for launching my second book. I gave away free loot if you pre-ordered the book and sent me the receipt. I put ads up on a number of categories. Orconomics was a best bub featured deal. So there was a lot of kind of promotion going on. And it paid off. We sold thousands of books. Orconomics was the number one fantasy epic, number one epic fantasy, and the number one satire for about half a day, which was pretty exciting. And Son of a Liche sold really well and made it to the top 20 for humorous fantasy. So overall, it was a really successful launch, and I want to thank you for that. I did want to talk about kind of some lessons learned and some things that did not go so well. First of all, you don't see a lot of authors trying to coordinate an audiobook and a physical book and an ebook all to launch at the same time. And there's a really good reason for that. It's hard and it doesn't work. So just for any number of reasons, a lot of stuff can go wrong. And a lot of stuff did go wrong. First of all, I got some advice online that said when you launch a physical book, there's no way to pre-order it, which is true if you're using CreateSpace, which is the print-on-demand service I use. You can't do a pre-order. And they just advised, put out the print book at the same time, let people order it. Probably no one will notice it. And in hindsight, nobody will notice something online is really, really bad advice. People will notice it, and people will send you a lot of confused questions like, I pre-ordered your book and here it is and what's happening. Or, they're very helpful, really nice, saying, hey, did you know this book was going to arrive? But a lot of emails saying, did you know this book is going to arrive? And you just feel like, I've clearly miscommunicated here. So that was a whiff. The other big one is the audiobook. It was really tough getting an audiobook out at the same time as the Kindle book. And honestly, the audiobook probably delayed the Kindle book by, about a month and a half. There's no way I could have got all of that stuff out faster. So it's not like I was compressing the timeline on the ebook and the print. Instead, I was extending the timeline on them and making them release later so I could get the audiobook out at the same time. But when you do that through the Audiobook Creation Exchange, they can't guarantee a launch date. So we did a lot of coordination and said, hey, the book is going to be up for pre-order on May 1st, and it's going to be for sale on May 22nd. Multiple emails over many months really pushed the audiobook producer and Doug Tisdale Jr. to get the work done in time for the deadlines that we got to make those things happen. And then on May 1st, the book wasn't available for pre-order on Audible, and then on May 3rd, the book just launched. And they warned us. It's not like they were like, yeah, this is going to go smooth. They said, we can't guarantee anything. It's tough to coordinate this stuff, but we'll put in your request. And it just didn't happen. So there's that. The other thing that was kind of interesting was the pre-order. So the pre-order bonuses. I took a course on how to launch a book. It recommended these pre-order bonuses as a way to drive traffic. I think the model that was based on was build a massive list dedicated to your expertise, then market the book like crazy to them with pre-order bonuses, and then they'll buy it. And I think it was written by a nonfiction author who I think has done it pretty well for other nonfiction authors, and I'm sure it works great for nonfiction. And maybe it works great for fiction in certain lights, but I don't have a particularly massive mailing list. It's mostly organic growth. And most of that organic growth is people who already read book one and kind of were telling me like, hey, we'll buy the book no matter what you do. So it's like, but I'm going to run this campaign. So all in all, about a quarter of my list wound up taking advantage of the pre-order promotion. And I think that if I had not done pre-order bonuses, about a quarter of my list would have taken advantage of the pre-order promotion, or would have bought the book. Sorry. So for that reason, I just, again, a delay. I think if I look back and say like, when I was done the book and saying I'm planning a big launch, we're probably talking about a March release. And between the audiobook and these pre-orders, it punted me out to a May release. And it just would have been better to release the book. So these aren't regrets. It was a great launch. We had a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I got a lot of people who did enjoy the pre-order bonuses that I sent out. So I hope you were one of them, and I hope you enjoy your loot. But it was a one-of-a-kind offer because I am not going to do big pre-order bonuses again. I do have exciting things coming up, though. If you're on my mailing list, I'm going to try to get content to you a little more regularly and more fun content. So keep your eyes peeled for exciting stuff. If you're not on my mailing list, I'd encourage you to sign up. You'll get a free copy of The Cabal of Thotash, and you'll also get a bunch of other cool stuff. But it's only for people who subscribe to my newsletter. If you subscribe to book announcements, which is great, you only get those book announcements. You won't hear from me again until Dragon Fired is coming out. So if you want kind of fun bonus content, including an upcoming extra epilogue for Son of a Liche, sign up for my newsletter. But that's it for the update. Exciting stuff coming. Thank you again for making a successful launch. Really appreciate all your support, and I'll look forward to seeing you on Arth.